Mac.
Keys.com.
This is an example of the majority of what the keys are on there, like this size right here. And what you have underneath is this plastic scissor hinge that's attached to the key underneath. So what you're actually doing is you're separating this hinge from that key when you actually slide the tool underneath. So let me see if I can give you a side view of this. You can kind of see that right there, how it drops right there. So what you're actually doing when you're separating the two is you're taking this tool and you're sticking it inside this little fold right here. And then when you press in, that snaps that right off. So that's why it's important to go in on the actual sides of it and to think that that fold will be somewhat centered in that key. So if you slide your toothpick, paper clip, or whatever it might be, think that you need to remain in the center of this key. To remove the Option key, you're going to take your first tool, stick it underneath the bottom edge here, and pry it open just like you're trying to peek inside of a box. Then take your second tool and insert it just on its left side. Now you can remove your bottom tool, and what we're eventually going to do after we put our finger to hold down the top of this key is we're going to take this tool and slide it to the right. And what we're actually doing is we're separating this key from the plastic scissor hinge underneath it. So let's give that a shot. Slide it over to the right, and that pops right off. Now to remove the scissor hinge, take your tool, paper clip, toothpick, or spudger, whichever you're using, and put it just on top of the rubber cup, but underneath the plastic hinge part. And then you're just slowly going to pry that open, just like that. And you can grab it with your fingers, and we're going to pull towards the bottom of the actual case. It just comes right off. Now take your replacement hinge, and you'll notice here that the top it's tapered and the bottom is wide. Now this bottom corresponds to this bottom over here that we're actually going to drop it in. So we'll actually take this hinge, drop that bottom in first. And what we're doing is we're trying to get it to where it kind of snaps in place with these little metal hooks, and once it's in place you can let go and it falls right into place. So now just take your finger and push down until you hear a click. Should click on both sides. Sometimes they'll click and it'll just be all one click, but just push down, and if it doesn't push down any further, then you know you've installed it. So now take your replacement Option key, and this is for the right Option key, and you're going to push down until it snaps, and there's 4 snaps in there. So you might have to wiggle around your finger in order for it to actually catch all 4 corners. There you go. You've installed your right Option key.
Mac.
Keys.com.